Geez.
Welcome, everyone, to
Swift.
Ladder Daily Digest. We honor creators, and it's Tuesday again. It must be because we're in Tim's living room. Thanks, Tim, for letting us come to your house virtually.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we really appreciate your hospitality, and I can't help but notice what a dapper shirt you have on. What does that say, Tim?
Yeah, let's have Tim solo.
Says,
Go ahead.
if
Stand
at
up.
first you,
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
No, he doesn't need to stand.
if at first you don't succeed, try doing what Tim told you to do the first time.
There you go.
I love it.
Randy was the one who said that to me. So
There we go.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And so because the passing of Prophet President Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, coming to the fore is the secession, right? And we all grew up saying, this is the way God wants it. This is just, you just get into the quorum of the 12 apostles, and whoever lasts longest becomes prophet. And that's exactly how God drew it up 13.5 billion years ago. And that's what we're doing. But
It's in the Bible.
it wasn't exactly how it was at the start of the church.
Nope.
Hey, before we
Tim-
get into this,
Tim was
Gene,
there. Yeah, and Randy can do his.
before you get too deep into this, thank you guys so much, Ms. Woozy, Ms. Angry Smith, Jesse Roblin, Jules,
Everybody.
all of you. Thank you for being here. We sure appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind hitting the old like and subscribe button. There's 3 channels working, or 2 channels working tonight. There's Ladder Daily Digest and Momo Nomo. We would just love it if you'd hit those subscribe buttons. And we just thank you for being here. Share this because there's some interesting stuff that we're going to cover. And you know, we've had a lot of doom and gloom through this last week. And so I hope that maybe we can keep this, you know, a little more interesting, a little more speculative of what the church is going to be like under new leadership. And we can even guess who it might be. Who will it be? You're muted, Miss Megan.
I said, who could possibly guess? How are we going to ever know who it's going to be? Should we take some wagers? Should we open an OTB? What should we do? Because I feel like there's an over-under on who it might be. But in all seriousness, I mean, we could hazard a guess at counselors and who that's going to be. But I think we also want to talk about, I don't know, I mean, when Joseph Smith was killed, there was a succession crisis because he hadn't really mapped out who was going to go next, because I don't think he really knew that he was going to die. I don't think he believed that people would turn against him in the way that they did. So I
didn't see that corner coming.
He did not see around that corner. So as much of a prophet as he was, he did say, I'm going like a lamb to the slaughter. But he was not wise enough in the jail where he had plenty of time to go and name a successor.
There you go.
So did he really think he was going to meet his demise?
Yeah.
I think it was more like, I'm going like a lamb to the slaughter. You may never see me again. But he really expected to survive.
Or somebody just remembered that 10 years later saying, yeah, maybe that's what he said. Come to think of it.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was, I believe it was contemporary. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was.
Okay. Well, the church historian, Gene Jesse, told me the story that, I don't think it was Andrew Jensen. Can't remember who it was. Maybe Ben Andrew.
Doesn't matter.
Who sat on John Taylor's doorstep asking him to tell the story that became section 135.
Close enough.
Anyway.
Right about there.
Anyway, whichever one is the martyrdom.
Too many sections.
And how many years is that after the death? or days? Or,
Probably 10, 8 to 10. I can't remember exactly how long it took him, but
It was
took a
10
while.
years after the martyrdom? Really?
Yeah, could have been. I can't remember the exact date. Remember, I was told this like 40 years ago. So
yeah.
That's interesting how we call it the martyrdom, because I don't know that he was actually
Oh.
a martyr.
what is the
Definitely-
introduction?
Definitely murdered.
Yes, murdered.
We
He
can
was
say
a
But yeah, Megan has a point. He could have written his last will and testament. He could have declared a successor. He could have told his future descendants to buy Apple stock, and they would say,
God, I
"What's
wish he would
Apple
have done
stock?"
that.
That would have been nice.
no
That would have
kidding.
been a cool scripture. For
Right?
150 years, the saints had no idea what that scripture was about, and then bam, everybody's rich. Who's Mormon?
So I don't know if you can see this voluminous scripture in my hand here.
Yeah,
It's
But-
huge.
This is the one that that bears my name in gold, actually.
yeah.
Holy crap.
This
Was
is
that found in a mountainside?
It was found in a mountainside back sometime in the 1800s when I was born. But
Wow.
this section 135, martyrdom of Joseph Smith the prophet and his brother Hiram Smith, June 27th, 1844. This document was written by Elder John Taylor of the Council of the 12, who was a witness to the events, but it does not say when it was written.
Does it say when it was canonized?
It does not.
I don't think it ever was canonized.
Well, we can. I mean, it was canonized because it's in the big giant quad, but we don't have a date of when it was accepted as, we don't have a date of when it was written, unless you want to go on, I don't know. You can't go on LDS.org anymore. It doesn't exist, but you could go on churchofjesuschrist.org and see if they have a date on it.
Interesting that that they call it that. Gee. I know that we were going to do an episode on conference predictions, but the events of the week have kind of changed that topic. But it'll be interesting to see what they talk about.
We can do that, Randy, after we're done with this.
I think it's already been interesting to see the Dallin hoax has posted on social media. I'm sorry, why are you giggling, Randy?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
For a minute, I thought maybe you had called him Dallin hoax. And I thought that was quite a clever play on words.
Dallin hoax. That's his name.
That's how it's pronounced,
H.
right?
Oaks.
Oh,
Dallin H. Hoax.
I'm so sorry. Is it Dallin H. Oaks? I thought it was Dallin hoax this whole time. This whole time I thought, oh, maybe I didn't see the period after the initial, and it. Oh, you're right. I feel terrible now. I've made a horrible mistake. I feel kind of bad.
I know you're going to make people doubt his worthiness of being a prophet of God, the only one on the earth.
Well, oh God, I just feel terrible. Well, I'll print a retraction in the Salt Lake Expositor. How's that sound?
There you go.
Tim, are you going to be okay?
Did you have more of a story there, Megan?
I did. Yeah. I was going to say Dallin H. Oaks, not Dallin Hoax. I said it wrong the first time. Dallin H. Oaks made a post on social media where he actually addressed the events in Michigan on Sunday, which is, I think, unprecedented. I don't think I've ever seen a member of the Q15 make a post about a current event situation And my speculation was, did he address this situation because it was a direct attack on a building that on LDS property? Because certainly plenty of LDS people have died in horrific acts of violence that have never, ever been mentioned by anybody in the Q15. But this time, I'm curious to know if people think that it was because it was on LDS property, or what would be the reason. So already Dallin, H. Oaks. I'm going to have to unlearn how to say that. Dallin H. Oaks, not Dallin Hoax. I'm curious to know, like, his first official social media post as possibly the next prophet of the church was about the events on Sunday.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm glad that you're not pronouncing my father's name, Andrew T. Watts.
Twats.
Twats.
His name was Andrew Twats.
That's
Let's
fun.
just call it what it was, Randy. His name
I
was
wish I had
Andrew
that name.
Twats.
I'd take that name.
Oh,
Twats is a great name.
jocularity. I love it.
I think it is because it's a building. Like, I think if this happened at any other time, they'd talk about it way more, It's pretty unique.
Hi, Trevor.
Hi, Trevor. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh,
Good to see
good
you.
to see you.
Hey, Kiki. How are you?
Hi,
Hi,
Kiki.
Kiki. You can join us if you want, Kiki.
Wow, the gang's all here.
That's right. So I thought I would present something. It's like a rundown. I don't know if anybody can see that, but somehow this is our panel decorated thing. But I shared some stuff that I collected today with the panel. Oops. And I pressed the wrong button, just like Randy does.
I know. I just saw something I had sent you.
I swear that I was pressing the right button to go to where I wanted to go.
Dang, I hope nobody was screen recording that.
Now, I have much greater respect for Randy because
As well you should.
because he didn't just screw everything up on the other show the other day. He did. I did exactly what he did. So anyway, I know why, because it says stop sharing.
Somehow, Randy, I just think you get no respect. I'm not sure why.
I know.
Because it's
Hey, that's me.
which of this tab is left of the thing that we used to click on. So anyway, so this is what I used AI to help write. Based on the events and timelines mentioned by RFM's show, The Apostolic Coup d'etat, important events that happened was in 1830, the church was organized. And before 1835, the first presidency organization had been organized several years before the Quorum of the 12 Apostles was organized in 1835. In 1834, presiding authority established Joseph Smith and the first counselor, which was like, what did we call it back then, Tim? The first
and second elder.
First and second elder, right? And then the Quorum of the 12 was organized, and then the Kirkland Temple anointings happened in 1836. Missouri Exodus happened in the winter of 1838. Notably, a non-apostolic committee of 7, later expanded to 11, directed this removal, and the apostles, including Brigham Young, had only peripheral involvement. So this is Joseph Smith didn't. The apostles weren't number one in the list of people that were important.
The myth that Brigham Young learned how to travel west with the saints during this time is not true.
It's not true.
Not true. He may have learned a little bit, but they weren't front and center.
And in 1842, Orson Pratt was disaffected from the church. And why was that?
Because Joseph Smith wanted to marry his wife, Sarah.
Because
In
Joseph
fact, he
Smith
may have.
proposed to his wife. I don't know.
No, I
Everybody,
thought
That's
it
not a
was
good reason.
I thought it was over a pint of cream, wasn't that?
No,
that was
no,
the milk strippings of somebody
that's the
else.
strippings. That's
A milk
Thomas B.
stripping
Marsh.
here, a wife there, proposal there. It's all the same to Megan.
He's the
Well,
prophet. Come
that was
on.
that was my joke, but I didn't want to be crass.
Oh, Megan. Okay.
But Orson Pratt rejoined the church, and Joseph Smith hugged him and welcomed him back. But
And then
that
he
came
hit
to
the button.
bite him later because Brigham Young changed the order of secession because of that. And then a little bit before Joseph Smith's death, Counselor William Law was excommunicated, and this left Sidney Rigdon as the only remaining counselor, so they didn't replace the counselor. A few months before the death, the King Follett Discourse also discussed the eternal nature of spirits, stating that they are co-equal with God. And then in June, Joseph gets incarcerated. And Megan, what did he drink the night before he died?
Wine.
I believe that it was red wine, if I remember correctly.
For refreshment, right? Because,
For refreshment only,
yeah.
not for any other purpose. And also, I'm guessing it was probably wine of his own make because that was the kind of wine that was acceptable.
And somebody noted that Joseph expressed gratitude that Sidney Rigdon had gone to Pittsburgh and was out of the way, asserting that if Rigdon were to preside, he would lead the church to destruction in less than 5 years. And then
Now, one of the reasons he says that was because in 1832, after the vision, Section 76, that they were both tarred and feathered, and Sidney Rigdon was damaged mentally.
right.
He's never the same since then, that point. So
yeah, so we can grant Sidney some grace because of the suffering that he was inflicted upon him.
And for those of you who have not been tarred and feathered, it is very traumatic, and it leaves a great deal of PTSD behind. I can tell you that from experience.
Really?
Well, I haven't been tarred,
PTFD, post
but I've
tar
been
feathering.
feathered.
You've been what?
I've been feathered, but I haven't been tarred.
Okay.
But
I'm tarred right now. I could use a nap.
Well, it was
you need to
pine
get
tar, right?
re-tarred.
Wasn't it like pine tar, not like asphalt kind of tar, right?
That's what we assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think growing up, I always thought it was like asphalt kind of tar,
Yeah,
So
but
No.
it's the stuff that keeps the rocks and asphalt together. It's just
Yeah.
It's
But I think it was
stuff
actually
that you
like
see
it was
going
like
across
pine
the
sap
cracks in the
actually.
road. The stuff you see going across the cracks in the road that they drip to try to prevent
No,
seepage
I
of
think
water.
that's what I thought it was, but I think it was actually like pine sap.
it was pine tar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
it was pine tar, which
Yeah.
is
Which is
still
also
pretty
horrible.
bad,
Yeah.
but it's not.
It's like hot,
it-
like boiling oil.
right. It was not
hate-
like it would have. It would not have burned the skin in the same way that hot asphalt would have, but it would
Yeah.
have been very, very difficult to remove and probably caused a lot of damage to the skin anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It was still heated up.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
hot.
it's make like liquid.
It's not
yeah.
as hot as the others.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh.
hate being sticky, so that would be my worst torture ever.
So,
Yeah, it's horrible.
so Joseph had not identified an exact person, but he actually had identified multiple people that could be his successor. Tim, do you have any information on that?
His son,
Yeah, for sure.
David
Son.
Hiram.
Hiram,
His brother, Hiram.
right?
Yeah, there we go.
Who's the guy, James Strang said that
James
he got a
Strang.
letter from Joseph
Strang.
Smith.
Well, that was proved to
He
be
said
a
a lot of
forgery.
things.
I
Said
think
a
that
lot
was
of
a
things.
forgery.
Was well, so we're working our way right up to modern day, aren't we?
Yep.
So just real quick, William Law said that he should be maybe, but he was kicked out. He could have been. And also, there's one other person I can't remember, but someone bowed out. He bowed out of the running, and he supported Sidney Rigdon, saying that it was Rigdon's time, almost like how people said it was Biden's time.
Was
right?
it Samuel
Election.
Smith? Samuel.
And then Samuel Smith said that Joseph Smith wanted him to be the prophet. And Samuel, 20 days after Joseph Smith's death, passed away.
Well, they were going to hold a meeting, and somebody went and put manure all over the pews where they were going to sit for Samuel's meeting, if I remember right.
Tim,
I'm reading
were you
Mike's
one of
book.
the people who put manure on the pews?
I would never
Very
do that.
suspicious. You know too much, Tim. You know too much.
Hey,
What
I
do they
read it
call
in
that?
Mike's book. I read it in Mike's book.
Guilty knowledge. And so anyhow, then there was Brigham Young did a series of things that caused a shift in power, we'll say. And Tim, do you want to run through some of those things that you just off the top of your head, or do you want me to read, or do you want to? Randy, did you commit to memory the other thing?
I have committed them to memory, but I feel like you guys need the practice.
Please, no, please.
Okay.
think you're being
Well,
sarcastic.
the first one is thou shalt not do something that would hurt other people.
Something
Is
like
that
that.
is that like the Hippocratic oath? Do no harm.
Yeah.
No harm.
Chapter.
Yes.
I need practice
First,
switching
do
back
no
and
harm.
forth from the tabs anyway. So I'll just list some steps that Brigham Young took to take control of the church. He immediately assumed leadership of the church because he gave a speech and people said, okay, it sounds good enough. But how many, like 1/3 of the church left because they didn't believe that Brigham Young was the guy. But anyhow,
Yeah.
we don't learn that in church history. Brigham put forth the idea, in absence of the first presidency, that the quorum of the 12 apostles should now lead the church as a quorum. The Q12 was able to convince a majority of the Latter-day Saints to accept them as leaders in place of Joseph Smith in the first presidency. Using retroactive justification, the Transfiguration story later on, the story that Brigham Young was transfigured into Joseph Smith, either looking or sounding like him, during the August 1844 meeting, surfaced many years later, appearing to be a late fabrication inserted into the historical narrative to show that God approved of the Q12 taking control of the church. 2, he eliminated rival leadership claims and power centers. Brigham Young immediately dismantled or stripped power from competing power structures, which, according to Joseph Smith's organization, were intended to be equal in authority to the quorum of the 12. Delegitimizing and excommunicating Sidney Rigdon, who was the only remaining counselor in the first presidency and had a basis to preside in Joseph Smith's absence, making his claim to leadership much stronger than commonly known. Young used the history of the church to delegitimize Rigdon's claim by publishing altered or added statements, such as the retrospective claim that Joseph Smith expressed gratitude that Rigdon was out of the way, asserting that Rigdon would lead the church to destruction in less than 5 years if he were to preside. So that's a late thing. Rigdon had been excommunicated on September 8, 1844, because he did not back Brigham Young, which we don't learn in the church in history. He dismantled the first quorum of 70. So he took 70 leaders that were equal in authority to the 12 apostles. He disbanded the quorum of the 70 and made the 63 other. He kept the presidents of the first quorum of the 70, but he created, with the 63 remaining people, 7 other quorums and had those people each, but those were not the first quorum, so they had lower status. Also, he took all 63 members. He created 9 new subordinate quorums using those 63 members. He undermined the Nauvoo Stake High Council. Brigham Young circumvented the Nauvoo High Council which Section 107 stated was equal in authority to the first presidency at the time. And historically, the apostles had no right to go into Zion or any of its stakes where a standing high council existed. And so the apostles were, they only were leaders of the church wherever there wasn't a stake. And on October 8, 1844, Young ordained more than 400 men in the Nauvoo stake to the office of 70, including deacons, teachers, and priests. So he put them all in the 70 in the lower quorum so that they could never rise to a leadership position.
I want to read something here.
Okay.
This is what Brigham Young wrote in his diary on August 8th or 7th, 1844. This is the day that the debate between him and Sidney occurred. He wrote, "This day is long to be remembered by me. It is the first time I met with the church in Nauvoo since brothers Joseph and Hiram Smith was killed, and the accession on which the church was called together. Somewhat painful to me, Brother Sidney Rigdon had come from Pittsburgh to see the brethren and find out if they would sustain him as the leader of the saints. I perceived a spirit of to hurry business, to get a trustee in trust, and a presidency over the church, priesthood or no priesthood, right or wrong, and this grieved my heart now that Joseph is gone. It seemed as though many wanted to draw off a party to be leaders, but this cannot be. The church must be one, or they are not the Lord's. The saints looked as though they had lost a friend that was able and willing to counsel them in all things. In this time of sorrow, my heart was filled with compassion. After Brother Rigdon had made a long speech to the saints, I should think 5,000. I arose and spoke to the people. My heart was swollen with compassion towards them, and by the power of the Holy Ghost, even the spirit of the prophets, I was enabled to comfort the heart of the saints in the afternoon, according to my request. The people assembled by thousands. I laid before them the order of the church and the power of the priesthood. After a long, laborious talk of about 2 hours in the open air with the wind blowing, the church was of one heart and one mind. They wanted the 12 to lead the church, as Brother Joseph had done in this day. Brother Rigdon was called upon to make some remarks, but refused to do so. I called upon the church to express their wishes by vote if they wanted Brother Brigham for their president, or on which motion Brother Rigdon objected, and wanted to vote, called to see if the church wanted the 12 to preside, and it was done, and the church with one heart and voice lifted up their hands for the 12 to preside. In this meeting, the quorum was organized, the high counselors, high priests, 70s, elders, etc., etc. Now, and then the next day on the 9th, he had a council with the 12, and then anointed Noel K. Whitney and George Miller as trustees for the church in Hancock County, Illinois. So that's what he wrote in his diary within a couple of days of that happening. So,
Yep.
just wanted to include that.
So there are other things that happened that, and I'm going to share in the chat a link to Rate of Free Mormon's Apostolic Coup d'etat. It's an excellent listen if you've never heard of it before. And so, but just in general, the apostles weren't even supposed to run the church ever in Joseph Smith's day.
No, they were a traveling high council.
They were a traveling high council. They were equal in authority to the first presidency, which was equal in authority to the 70. The first quorum of the 70,
and
which was equal in authority to the local, the stake presidencies and high councils and stakes could all join together and remove a prophet. They actually had authority to do a takeover. And in 1835, when Joseph Smith finally figured out how to do his new creation, the Melchizedek priesthood, there were 5 organizations or people that were ordained for their callings prior to the apostles. And one of those happened to be the patriarch of the church, which was Joseph Smith Sr. And so And Joseph Smith
Well-
often commented how the patriarch was the number one calling in the church.
Joseph Sr. was dead by this time.
Oh, okay. Well, then Hiram
Hiram by
Hiram's that
dead.
time had gotten it, and so he was the patriarch and the first elder, or no, they switched the first elder thing
Switch it out. That went away after
to
they
the
called
first
for 12.
presidency and the quorum of the 12.
Yeah.
And the first presidency was its own separate thing. They weren't even apostles. Joseph
Nope.
Smith was never an apostle.
Yeah.
They were first and second elder.
Yeah. And so those things are just not taught. So with the passing of Elder Nelson, I'll say, we now have a similar situation where the apostolic coup d'etat is now in place. Where
It was decided in a meeting in December 1847. 46.
Guys, before we get into that, no one loves a commercial, but we have to pay for the show, so we're going to take a quick commercial break by one of our sponsors, the official furniture company of the Q15, Sofa King. Megan, I'll turn it over to you.
Our deals are so fucking good that you will never believe them. Let's go to our sponsor. Try joining the Mormon Church. Are you searching for an answer to all of your existential fears? Are you unsure of what to eat or drink or even what underwear to put on? Try joining the Mormon Church. That's right. Not only will the Mormon Church present a dubious answer to all of your existential fears, they'll also tell you what to eat and drink and what to do with your money and even which underwear to wear, including when and how to wear it. When you join the Mormon Church, you will never again wonder what to do at any given moment because they have an answer for every situation you could possibly think of. Try joining the Mormon Church today. Side effects might include fear, guilt, shame, faith crisis, marriage crisis, inauthenticity, turning all of your friendships into missionary opportunities, and all the isms John Lennon warned us about. Ask your daughter if Mormonism might be harmful to your physical and mental health. LDS Incorporated cannot legally be held responsible for any negative side effects you might experience. The LDS Church neither solicits nor offers any apologies for anything, ever. Back to you, Randy.
Well, thank you, Megan. Remember that Sofa King fast, so fucking cheap, so fucking effective. Sofa King. And now, Jane, back to you.
all right. So Tim, I was thinking that we could skip all the other things and let people do some of their own research on those things.
Just that it was decided then at that meeting that the senior apostle would become the next president of the church.
Right.
That's all I was
And
gonna
Brigham Young reordered everybody to not like the oldest apostle, but the oldest continuously serving apostle. And so that knocked
Longest serving.
Pratt out of the running.
Orson Pratt.
Orson Pratt.
That was
That's
later
Orson
on, but okay.
Pratt, or
Right.
as Megan would say, Paprat.
Pratt.
That's right. Orson Paprat.
Pratt.
Yeah.
So
And
what's
so-
going to happen now? What's going to happen when Dallin Hoax takes over?
Becomes
Randy,
call-
it's Dallin H. Oaks, not Dallin Hoax. We cleared this up before. Let's try not to
Great.
make
Now
that
I'll never
mistake
get
again.
that right. Now I'll never get it right. I get it wrong once, and that's it.
You know, I've tried so hard to fix it. It's really hard to
It's
unlearn once
Dallin
you've.
H. Oaks.
Well, I saw it in
H,
print
as in-
so many times. Hoakes. I pronounced it hoax, and once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it, and I'm having a hard time separating it out.
Well,
All right.
I think maybe pray about it, and you'll receive help from the Lord. Don't
Thank
you
you.
worry.
Right.
Thank you, Randy. I will lay my burden at the feet of the Savior and try to figure it out.
That's a good idea. Blessed be the fruit.
Cast your spells before the Lord. Your spelly prayers.
Spells? Cast my spells before the Lord?
Spell. Well, prayer is a spell.
Yeah.
He's called
I suppose it
What's happened?
is.
So Okay, so I wonder if they're gonna choose him this Sunday. Well, wait, Thursday they'll have their meeting Thursday, and they'll decide then, and they'll probably call his counselors. Now, I'm betting I think we all think he's going to call Bednar to be a counselor,
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's
and
a
he's
good bed.
and
I
he's
mean,
going to have to release Iring. Maybe not
Why does he
though.
have to release him? You can keep him.
Well, I could keep him, and Bednar, yeah,
I
and
think it's
then
Actually, you know what? I would call like a billionaire to be my counselor. That I would do that.
well,
Yeah,
aren't they going to
you're-
have to call a new apostle also?
they're going to have to call him to apostle.
And
They're
it could
going to
be
have to fill the
Ahmad,
void.
Corbett.
And Tim, I'm not going to let any secrets out, but maybe you should get your bags packed. Just saying.
Okay, I
You
will.
But you have to be a member,
know.
right? Isn't the only
Oh,
qualification you have to be a member?
They can
Well,
reinstate Tim.
I
They
mean,
could
it could technically be
reinstate me.
RFM. I mean, RFM would get in there.
What
They
would,
are. Yeah.
what's a change you would make, Tim, if they did happen to get you in as prophet? And by the way, Megan, they're progressive now, so it could be you too.
Well, I mean, I would
Yeah.
have to get rebaptized before Sunday, and gosh, I've got a full calendar. I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze that in.
I
I
could
mean, I
bestow,
would.
I could bestow the priesthood upon you,
And
and
I
I
would
can
be
do it
fine with that.
virtually. I just can't get my
I
hand
don't
over
even
your
wonder what that
head.
means.
They could do drive.
Here,
Megan,
vegan. We'll put our
they
hands
could-
on.
they could reapprove sprinkling and do drive-through baptisms and just sprinkle people as they go through.
Well, I mean, I could baptize myself. After all, I am the bishop of the Digital First Ward, so I could baptize myself. I'll just jump into a body of water after I say the magic words. And as long as my hair doesn't come up above the level of the water, I should be rebaptized and fine. And then I'll just have Randy, go ahead and lay
Yeah,
your
I
hands
can-
on. Go ahead.
I got you. I got you. Yeah.
And then I'll be eligible and ready to go. But I think, don't you have to be present at the meeting? You have to be present in order to win. You have to be at the conference center in order to be called up to take your place on the stand.
So we'd have to get tickets. It's already. I wonder if you took tickets for conference.
I'm sure somebody out there who is a faithful
Or raffle
member
tickets.
who still has access to their bishop could probably get tickets for us. But darn it all, I'm actually going to be in New York this weekend, so I don't know. I mean,
I have
guess-
to say, the hair is so soft and supple.
What are
I
you going
didn't
to do?
expect that when I.
Are you going to New York to dig up the plates?
I wish I had time, Tim, to make a pilgrimage up to Palmyra and try to find the stone box that was left behind, because the plates went up to heaven. Nobody said anything about the stone box. It's
That's
probably
right.
still there.
It's still there.
What would heaven
Um,
want with a stone box? That's crazy. It's definitely
Well,
still there.
The
Yeah,
stone
sounds
box
crazy.
contained the sword of Laban and the Urim and Thummim, the breastplate, the spectacles, like all of those things. So we know the plates were taken up, but what about all of those other
No,
things?
they were
Shouldn't-
put in
Movement too.
they were put in the mountain. No, the mountain opened up. Remember, they went in, and there was the carts of plates and stuff, and the
I don't
sword of
remember.
Laban and
That's
the
one story.
spectacles
Yeah.
were on.
Well, Tim was there for that one.
That's
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Yeah.
I was
I
there
wasn't
with Brigham and Oliver when they went in.
So
I
it was
can describe it perfectly.
was that
Big-
the mountain that was carved without hands? That
No,
it
that was
opened
the
up?
Different
Hill
mountain.
Cumorah.
That's the other
The Hill
mountain.
Cumorah. There's a secret
Was that the
entrance.
mountain that you can move with the faith of a mustard seed?
That's also a different mountain.
There was
Secret
something
mountain.
about the puny arm of a man that could just come down and just block the
The
Mississippi
Mississippi
River,
River.
right?
Right.
So I'm thinking that had something to do with it as well.
Yeah, must have.
Yeah, there so far, Hallie Cram, thank you for asking. We have not seen any white smoke coming from Salt Lake City
No.
yet, so that means that it is still summertime and nobody is burning anything.
Well, actually, speak for yourself, because there actually is white smoke coming from my back deck tonight a little later, if you know what I'm
I was
saying.
just going to say, it's probably not a fire pit, everyone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
don't
choosing the Pope.
All right. All right.
So no, I am not. I am not sadly going to have enough time to go up to Fayetteville, New York, or make any kind of a
Doggone it.
pilgrimage to the Hill Cumorah.
Doggone it. No.
I'm going to be in my old stomping grounds in the Connecticut area where I went to high school, middle school, and high school. That was where I received my true indoctrination into the Mormon faith.
You're going to screw the pooch?
I hope
I
not.
try not to. The pooch
Is that legal
tends to get
there?
annoyed.
Why don't people use that anymore? I don't even know what it means, but I think this is appropriate. If
I
you're
think I know what it
going
means.
somewhere, you're going to go screw the pooch.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
You know, and during the after show, Randy, I will have to tell you my joke about that, which I think I've shared before, but maybe not. But I can't share it publicly. It needs to be behind the veil, behind the veil, the StreamYard veil. I will
There you
share it
go.
with you
Upon the 5
beyond
points of
beyond the
fellowship?
veil. Exactly,
Okay.
beyond the veil. But no, my high school choir director actually passed away last summer, and they are dedicating the new auditorium to her. And so a bunch of us alumni are going to gather and put on a concert in her memory, in her honor. And she was quite a pivotal figure in my life. She's one of the reasons why I went on to study music and why I went on to become a choir director myself. And she was one of the few people that when I was a teenager, she really actually cared about what was going on in my life. She was very engaging. And so I just really appreciate her influence in my life, and I want to go and help to memorialize her. So that's what I'm doing this weekend.
Excellent.
That's
cool.
very cool. And hopefully you'll get some video because I would love
I will.
to hear you guys sing.
Yeah, I will. We're going to sing some of the
right.
songs that we sang when I was in choir during the time I was there, and I'm going to get to see some of my old friends that I haven't seen in a very long time because I don't do high school reunions, but it's been a long time since I graduated, and some of my friends I haven't seen in quite a while, so it'll be really nice.
It'll be fun. It'll be a good trip. And it'll be under the dictatorship of a new prophet.
That's right. And I also have to say it's going to be a hell of a lot more fun than sitting on my couch for 12 hours this weekend and listening to old white men drone on about what I'm not doing well enough.
I thought you were going to say funner than sitting on your couch screwing the pooch.
I don't know where that.
I'm just cracking myself up.
I don't know where that came from.
I am cracking myself up.
You're cracking us up too, so we love it.
We need this tonight.
Another item of business for the church is to lay Russell Nelson to rest. Does anybody have up-to-date information about when that might be?
I think they said it was
After
Tuesday.
conference. He said after
Tuesday.
conference.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard.
Perhaps
Now the question is, will he be married? Will he be buried with his late wife?
It's his current wife.
Or his on-time wife?
So yep. I do have updated information about this.
Okay.
The church has announced that October General Conference will proceed as scheduled. There is a news release on churchofjesuschrist.org that depicts President Nelson in his office where he has a picture of Wendy on one side and old what's-her-name on the other side. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get cremated, then one urn goes with one urn goes with the other. That's
well, the other one's already dead, and so she wouldn't need remains.
Get buried with her. Bury the urns with her.
So
and let Wendy keep some.
This Wednesday, October 1st at 10 a.m. Mountain Time via churchofjesuschrist.org YouTube, the global broadcast of the memorial service will be live streamed and available in 13 languages. Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Public funeral services for President Nelson, including a public viewing, will be held the week after October General Conference, which will continue
Okay.
as scheduled. No delay on conference.
So they're going to do a memorial tomorrow.
Right. A tribute to
tribute.
Russell M. Nelson broadcast. It's not a memorial, it is a tribute. Closed to the public, but available via broadcast.
Really?
I'm
Yep.
hoping that this has the same pomp and circumstance as the pre-planned 200th birthday of Russell Nelson that they had started working on already.
They were already working on it. They had
They
you
have
know,
all the fireworks ready.
they had entertainment booked already. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a real difficult time handling all of this.
I'm sorry.
The death of the prophet, and
Well, the joy.
yeah, I'll have to seek consolation with that white smoke tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
In his honor.
Yeah.
You could probably
So
do some sort of ceremony with the white smoke in his
yeah,
honor.
you could. I've
Maybe
heard
you could
there's
try to commune with him.
Praise to the man who
Ask him
communed
how-
with the white smoke.
Ask him if he could smell still.
so
If
the
what? Oh, if you can smell it.
your
so
white smoke.
the public viewing is going to be on October 6th. And that's visitors of all ages to come and do the viewing from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the conference center. And then public
Oh,
funeral services will be held in the conference center on Tuesday, October 7th at 12 Mountain Time. But the funeral is only open to the public ages 8 and older. The viewing is for all ages. But the funeral,
Wait, say that again, Megan.
which
Say
part?
that again.
All of
About
it?
the different ages. Yeah.
So the October 6th public viewing is open to visitors of all ages on Monday,
Okay.
October 6th from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the conference center. The funeral will be held in the conference center also on Tuesday, October 7th at 12 Mountain Time. The funeral will be open to the public ages 8 and older. Tickets will be required.
So no puppet show for the second version, just the first version for the kids.
Right.
See, I don't think a viewing is very fun when the body is not embalmed. When it's cremated, the viewing is, having been in the funeral business, it's really blasé. So maybe he should be embalmed, and that way, because who wants to look at ashes, right? Especially when they're divided in half.
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
And then a
What do you think?
private burial service. And if you have expressions of sympathy to be posted on President Nelson's Facebook page or Instagram page, you can email them to send condolences at churchofjesuschrist.org.
What if you have other messages? For
If
condolences?
If you have other messages, I would recommend you post them on your personal page and not probably on the
All right.
public Facebook or Instagram of the deceased prophet.
Well, I know Sofa King will be providing the furniture for the
His grave.
graveside service, and it'll be it'll be a Sofa King incredible, that
Right.
graveside service.
Well, I mean, who
Folding
wants to
chair.
just stand at a graveside service? You need a sofa, and Sofa King can provide a seating arrangement that will be Sofa King comfortable, that you won't even want to get up and leave.
That's right. That's Sofa King.
It'd be a red velvet sofa.
Could be. But whether it's a red velvet or a blue velvet or a black velvet, you can be guaranteed that it will be Sofa King comfortable, that you will not want to get up.
Exactly. We appreciate our sponsor, Sofa King, and we have to mention them a certain number of times to get paid for this gig. So
That's right.
It's a cushy job.
Indeed,
Ah,
it is.
I
But
see what you
somebody's
did
got to
there.
do it.
So I just want to take a break for a second to explain why I almost had heart failure yesterday.
Oh,
I needed to get new batteries, and I know this doesn't, well, I'll tie it into conference, but I needed to get new batteries for both of my remote controls. My fiance's car, my car, we both have, for the garage door, the remote controls. And they both kind of went out about the same time. They were getting weak. So I went to Ace Hardware, bought a pack of 2 little, those little quarter size batteries, R32, NDJ, whatever they are. And all you have to do is open the package and pop them in the remote control and you're good to go. I spent, and I am not effing kidding you, I spent 30 minutes in the parking lot of Ace trying to get into that package of batteries because it says on it, new child safe bitter coating. Now I didn't know what that meant, but it meant not even a child, but an adult cannot possibly get into those packages without some type of a blade. I had screwdrivers, pliers, I had every tool imaginable, and I couldn't get into the damn thing
Sledgehammer.
without. I had all my toolbox in the back of my truck, and I could not find a tool that would work to get through this armor-like plastic. And I thought to myself, hopefully the church will come up with something that'll relieve those kinds of tensions for me, and maybe we'll learn about it tomorrow in conference. But I had to get that out. It's been bugging me, and thank you all for listening. If you buy batteries, take a freaking knife with you, some way of getting through this new, I'm telling you, it's like Kevlar. I spent a half hour in that parking lot trying to get those MF and batteries out before I went back into Ace and said, do you have a pair of scissors? And I had to borrow some heavy duty scissors to get into them. That really pissed me off. So now back to the show. Sorry, I had to get that off my mind.
It's a good thing you weren't buying a pacemaker battery.
Yeah, if that's what you're
Oh, I
going to
know.
say, you're in a battery.
Right?
With your heart
Right.
problems.
But in the meantime, for a half hour, I couldn't open my garage doors. Damn it. Okay, so I tied it back into the conference thing. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
don't drink,
anybody
by the way.
wants to comment, I'll put the link again in the chat. If anybody wants to come on and tell us what you think about the new leadership that's coming.
I would be surprised if they don't pick Bednar.
Yeah.
Into the first presidency.
Yeah, into the
Same,
first sunset.
same.
Do you think they might throw a loop or throw a curveball at us and
No.
put
They
someone
could.
in there that no one's expecting?
They could. They
Oaks
could.
is conservative all the way. He doesn't do curveball.
Ahmad Corbett is the front runner to be an apostle someday. But who is still alive from the original Genesis group?
Phil Collins?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Phil Collins.
No,
That'd be a major coup.
The
He's still
LDS.
alive.
He likes
Um,
money. Get Phil Collins in there.
That's
He is
right.
alive.
Not
He's
to
not
mention
really
$1
big,
million.
but
not to mention he's
Still
got
alive.
great rhythm, and he could
Yeah.
add some percussion to the choir at Temple Square.
He'd do it
Be
for $1
amazing.
million.
I love Phil.
Me too.
Okay.
But
He's
the
drum
group
solos
where
at the
black
conference.
members would meet in Salt Lake City when they couldn't have the priesthood or temple blessings, the leaders threw them a bone by letting them have their own extra sacrament meeting or something where a leader would come and speak to them.
What?
Couldn't they?
What?
Couldn't they? Could pick Darius Rucker? Is that his name?
Yeah, Darius Gray.
Darius Gray.
Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish.
Pick Darius Gray as the next apostle.
I do love me some Darius Rucker, by the way.
It's been 10 weeks since you paid your tithing.
Be another major get. They got to get
Well,
another celeb in there.
They probably won't call Uchtdorf back in.
Get Donny
Right.
Osmond in there.
The Lord does not need your money.
Thank you, David. Thank you of Susan.
That's good to know.
I think he's the youngest in the quorum, if I'm not mistaken.
Bednar?
What about
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman? He's done some good work as God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be
That's
great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be
has-
competition.
He's
Thank
got the
you.
bona fides.
You can't have God as an apostle. He's got to be the leader.
He looks great in a white suit. I
It'd
just
be
have
a
to say.
power
I mean,
struggle. Be
That
chaos.
he could say, "I'm an apostle. I only play God in the movies."
that's true.
That's a good
Oh,
Well, what about
Be too
Jim
good at
Carrey?
speeches.
Jim Carrey played God too.
Soares
Yeah,
is the youngest.
but
I'm
did he do
wrong.
that great of a job though, Randy? I'm not sure he did that great of a job as God.
Who's
Well,
Bradley?
did you see when
Omar
everyone
Bradley?
was praying and he was at the computer
He was
just
typing
flying through
really
all the
fast.
prayers?
Yeah,
I was very impressed at that.
he did a decent job about that. Yeah.
The
Okay,
Masked
so
Mormon's here. Masked Mormon, join the show. Put your
Masked
mask
Mormon
on.
has been here since the beginning, Gene.
Jay and Silent Bob.
I love Jay and Silent Bob. Well,
Can
that's
they-
an awkward pause right
Can they
there.
both come as a tag team?
I
Jay
do
and
too.
Silent Bob in one spot? Two guys,
And
tag
I mean,
team?
as long as we're on couples where one talks and the other doesn't, how about Penn and Teller? I mean, they've got
Yeah.
actually magical abilities. They might
One
be able to
spot?
like step up the game of the Q15. They might actually be
Yeah.
able to get some miracles done.
They could raise the dead after sawing somebody in half.
Ooh,
Maybe that were
good
interesting.
one.
Gosh, yeah, they're into the resurrection thing already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
Oh,
I would
Helen-
suggest this.
Who was it that replaced Ballard? Was it
I have
Soros?
no idea. I don't keep track on that.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
Soros.
So who's Brad? That's the gift that keeps on giving. Wilcox.
Wilcox. Yeah.
Wilcox.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
He has screwed up so much. I think it's time for a promotion. I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
that is
I think-
great.
The level of his incompetence has been achieved.
That's right.
And he's a young fella, right? I mean,
That's
he's
right.
not that old.
They need
Yeah.
some more young guys who are going to be in for as long as Nelson was in. Like we need somebody who can last another 40 years.
Yeah, I think he could do it,
Yeah.
and it would be
Kinder Kim-
entertaining.
How do you choose Kinder Kim between Daryl and his other brother Daryl? I don't know.
Bob Newhart has left us. He's gone, so I don't know how to get in touch with Daryl.
That's
There
true.
you go.
Well, I
He's
mean,
here.
because he didn't have a proper surname, just Daryl is all we knew him by. So we it's not like we can look up his address or his phone number, get in touch with him.
What if
Can't
we
just
offered to pay
Google Daryl.
more money to the already prophetess, the church of what is it, the Reformed Church is the, what do we call it now? Would
Well,
they have a
it's
female
Community of
prophet?
Christ.
Community of Christ.
Community of Christ. Yeah.
What if we offered a raise and got her to come over? That would improve things seriously.
Oh, Patrick
I'm all in
Kieran
favor
was
of a
the
grand
least.
unification of all the Mormon.
I'm seeing they just make Warren Jeffs the guy.
Welcome, Masked Mormon.
Well, thank you.
Warren
Well,
Jeffs
there
in
he
prison.
is,
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Masked Mormon.
Good to have you.
We
Nice
did
to
a
meet
show
everybody.
with the Masked Mormon just not
weeks ago.
more than 3 weeks ago.
It
Yeah.
was fun.
So what Masked Mormon, tell us what shows you have out recently, your last couple of episodes, and then what's on the docket.
I just did one. It's actually doing pretty well. It was on the paradoxes of Mormonism. And
Paradox is two docs, right?
One dog's too many.
Two identical
you're
docs.
supposed to believe in Mormonism, but you just can't believe too much in Mormonism.
That's right. That was a good one.
That was a good one. You talking about your pun, Gene?
Yeah.
No,
Fun.
no, his
Oh,
show.
the show.
The
Oh, the
paradox.
show. Yeah.
Name,
Oh, yeah.
give an example of a paradox.
Let's see here, if I can remember real quick. One was, you're supposed to believe in Moroni's promise, but when the promise doesn't actually get fulfilled, you're supposed to just either blame yourself or realize that, oh, you've always known all along, so the promise didn't need to be fulfilled.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah,
good paradox right there.
that is a good one.
Yeah.
So, what would you change, Masked Mormon, if they pulled a quick one and made you profit?
Ooh,
Require
I'm
masks
a
for everyone.
prophet.
Yeah, masks.
What's
Masks for
masks
everyone.
Masks.
required?
Yeah.
Masks and
Mandatory
vaccinations
masks.
for everybody.
I think we have a couple years there, just knowing how everybody would go crazy if they had to wear masks. So
Yeah, that's true. Those are eye masks, not face masks. That's different.
I've heard eye masks are surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah, the
I
sleep,
know.
the sleep kind, you mean?
Yeah.
The
What was
sleep
that?
masks? The sleep
Yeah.
masks? Yeah.
I heard from another person who wore masks that they were surprisingly comfortable. The eye masks, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. For people
Was
with concern.
his or her identity secret? The
I mean,
mask wearer?
somewhat. I think we all kind of knew that he was the Dread Pirate Roberts. He was trying to pretend he wasn't, but
As you wish.
Really Wesley all along.
I truly believe that that people would be happier if we had donuts and coffee after the worship service or sacrament
before.
meeting, as the old folks call it now. Before or after or during.
why can't we use donuts as the sacrament? I mean, it's
There's no
technically
reason
Now
we
you're
bread.
can't.
talking.
There's no reason we
Many
can't.
many donuts maybe, so that
Donut holes.
I'd make LSD the sacrament.
Yeah.
donut
That'd
holes
be
in your
very
I'm with
good.
Tim on
we
that.
can't
That'd
use
be
holes
exciting.
because a hole is nothing.
Change it to the
That's good.
LSD
Use donut
church.
plugs.
Donut
Screw
plug.
LDS. LSD church it is.
And I
It's a
think that
rebrand.
I think that's what happened during the dedication of the Nauvoo temple. And so we kind of all saw what happened during that situation. I don't know if we want to repeat that for every single Sunday service or not, but
I'd be
I would
down.
opt for that in the temple. I mean, can we not at least
Yeah.
enjoy the
Isn't
temple ceremony?
ayahuasca
for
in
once?
there?
Yeah.
And wouldn't it smell better if we had a pot of coffee brewing for each session?
I would say an
I
open bar. Get an open bar at every meeting house. That'd be the way to
I
go.
think they should
Free
at
bar.
least make the bishopric drink coffee before every sacrament service so that they stop snoring during the
No,
service.
the high councilman. The high councilman.
Well, the whole congregation needs coffee when the high councilman speaks.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But during regular sacrament, just the bishopric on the stand needs the coffee because they're the ones who always fall asleep.
Before
Right.
I joined the church, the church my family used to go to, they'd have donuts, cookies, and coffee after church every Sunday, and they called it fellowship, and it was definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Sit
That's
down
what I'm
and talk to
talking
people.
about.
Yeah.
MM. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Have
agree.
some freaking, and on fast Sundays,
Ooh,
we don't fast.
there'd be no fast Sunday. What are you talking
Too
about?
slow.
That's what I'm saying. Fast Sundays, forget it.
No,
As a matter of
fast,
Those
fact, have a
Sundays.
buffet.
fast Sunday would be sacrament meeting only lasts 30 minutes instead of an hour,
Faster.
and then we eat afterwards.
Faster Sunday.
Although
Yeah.
some of us might be full from the sacrament if we use the full-size donuts and
Oh,
drink
man.
enough
Well,
delicious
if
peanut butter
If
coffee.
you pay attention to the New Testament, it says that they ate and they were filled. It wasn't like a little morsel of bread, so
Right.
That's right.
it should probably be.
Eat.
How are they filled though?
At
Like
least a fish and a
eating
loaf.
or-
Eat until you're full.
And you
Fast
all know
Sunday.
that I believe that manna is Captain Crunch. So they should definitely serve Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Fast Sunday would just be, oh God, the eternal Father, we ask thee in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ, to bless and sanctify this bread to the souls of all those who eat of it. That's what Fast
Right.
Sunday would be. If
That
it was
was
Then you
fast.
take LSD.
That was impressive.
That was very
That wasn't
impressive.
very.
Megan has it
That was.
memorized.
Oh God, it's been 6 years since I've been in a sacrament meeting, and I mean that's probably not true. I've gone to one here and there, but I have an eidetic memory, and I cannot get these things out of my head, which is why I'm trying to kill my Mormon brain cells as best as I possibly can.
For those dumb people who don't know what an eidetic memory is, could you explain that?
It's not the same as a photographic memory, so I don't have like images in my brain of things, but it's more like if I see it and read it at the same time, I memorize it. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Hmm.
It's part of my neurospicy brain. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I can't
I-
help it, which also means that sometimes I lie awake at night and the only thing that I can hear going through my head is health in the navel, marrow in the bones, power in the,
Praise the
on
Lord.
nonstop replay. I don't know why.
Well, you know
Well,
you're getting
did
into
you
heaven
hear
now, 'cause
about
you're never going to
the-
forget.
That's
Did
right.
you hear about
I can
the?
still get into heaven because I still remember I
You know it.
could literally recite the entirety of the temple ceremony from beginning to end.
That
if
could
I
be a
had
show
enough
once.
patience. Don't want to do it. Have no desire. Thank you. No.
Hey, 11 years ago, there was a movie came out, and I was on my last legs of believing in church truth claims, but it was called Heaven is for Real. And it was about a little boy who had an event, a near-death experience, and he claims that he saw Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Gene, I
Greg
read
Kinnear-
that book.
I did too.
and
It was Jesus.
Interesting how his father was a minister.
Yes.
Coincidence.
Yeah, what a coincidence that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Mhm.
Did his dad ghostwrite the book? I'm just saying, maybe
Yeah.
I'm
not.
Did
claiming
cash the
bullshit.
paychecks?
claiming bullshit on that whole book.
But
Yeah.
his dad was the minister, and part of the show showed church service. And after church service, they had a barbecue and softball game. And I
Right.
remember thinking, oh, how horrible they're, doing that on the Sabbath day. And then it's like, wow, that would be so great to have a softball game after sacrament meeting. I was turning in my mind like, that would be awesome.
They used to do that in the 20s and 30s
At church?
after church. Yes. Yes. When I was writing my paper about the church in Victorville,
So back when the church was true is what you're
when
talking
the
about.
church was true, it talked about the Mormons getting together on Sunday and having a picnic and playing games.
Tim Rathbone, are
that
you
code?
talking about Victorville, California?
Yes.
That's code. Victorville, that's code.
You know my
Doing something
cousins
dirty.
live there, right?
No.
What, Megan?
My uncle was the bishop of the Victorville ward.
You have got to be effing kidding me.
No, I'm serious.
Well, I lived in
You
Hesperia,
listeners heard it here. Here.
but I
It's the armpit
I wrote
of
a paper
California.
about Victorville, about the name of the town. Anyway, it's a long story about Jacob Nash Victor. And I was reading, I went and I read through all the newspapers from the 20s and 30s, well, bunches of them. And I found it 2 or 3 times where they talked about the Mormons and their picnic after church, and they invited people to come. And I asked my mother about it. She says, yeah, when I was a kid, we'd go to church and we'd have a picnic and we'd play games. So that must have
They'd
died
screw
out in
the
the
pooch.
50s. That's right.
They play Mormon games?
Wow.
Like stick pool?
Baseball, softball, football, whatever.
Closely related to reindeer games.
Right.
Mormon games
Right.
like hide the salami or
Hide the salami.
That's a
Hold
Joseph
the
Smith
stick.
game.
That's a Joseph
Joseph
Smith game.
stick.
Exactly.
Joseph
Joseph
Smith
Smith
game.
Dirty. You
invented.
only played
Pull
stick.
on
It
your
was a
stick.
stick pull champion.
No,
I played stick
was
pull. It's fun.
yeah, it was
Pull a
hide the
stick.
salami in the barn. That was the game that he instituted.
Yeah,
It was
I
of
put
God.
salami in
that
the
was serious
barn.
business. That was marriage
Well,
Very
business.
salami.
serious.
Salami
Yeah.
sounds so virile and makes me feel so inferior.
If Joseph spent
Do
more
they
time.
have
Salami
hide
comes
the
in small
All
sizes,
right,
Randy.
all right.
They have tiny salamis.
It was really more
Little
like a
baby
hot
salami.
dog. I mean,
If Joseph spent more time pulling his stick, he
Vienna
wouldn't have
sausages?
gotten all those girls in trouble.
Well, another
Yeah.
paradox I never mentioned was, how central law of chastity stuff is, but the founding prophet of the church couldn't keep the law of chastity for the life of him.
He ain't
Yeah,
nothing but a
yeah.
horn dog.
well, that's why
Baby.
he expected everyone else to keep it because, he was busy
He
breaking
felt
it.
guilty.
So,
Rules for thee, but not for me.
They
Well,
were going
he's
to
a
put
prophet of his time.
"He ain't nothing but a horn dog" in the new hymnal, but people
Uh-huh.
thought that would
Thank you.
remind
Thank you very much.
people about the bad side of Joseph Smith. So it got axed at the very end.
yeah. No, I don't think they're Mormons. It was another denomination of some kind.
Yeah, it was
But
some kind of
we-
Southern Baptist type thing.
Right, but we Mormons loved that book because it validated what we as Mormons believe
Well,
about the afterlife.
you're too young to remember the kid in the 90s who was trapped supposedly in a garage door, came down on him, and he talked about the birdies and saving the little birdies. And the birdies were
Tim, how old do you
spirits.
think I am? I'm too
You're-
young to remember the
You're
90s.
21 years younger than I am. That much I know. You're
I have
21 years
children who were born in the 90s.
Okay.
Thanks, Kiki, by the way.
Well, I don't know if you were aware of that story going around. It went around AOL like wildfire. About
Yes,
the
people
little
were
birdie.
forwarding it in emails like crazy. You
Right,
would not
crazy.
believe the email strings with 432 recipients in the BCC section. It was
Yes.
nuts.
Yes. Yeah.
I
And
have
then
to
there was
show
a
you
story
also.
about how the kids at Columbine were saved by going into the Institute building or some crap like that. I got also.
And that's why they killed everyone?
Randy, is it contractually time for a word from our sponsor?
Yes, it is.
that-
Sofa King.
I was just
Tell us in a
looking at my watch. As a matter of fact, folks, we don't love commercials. None of us do, but hey, we got to pay the rent here. So we do have a word from our sponsor. Megan, let's turn the time over to you.
Our sponsor is the Sofa King, and Sofa King manufactures sofas that are Sofa King comfortable, and they are Sofa King strong, and also they are Sofa King cheap. And what Sofa King recommends is that everyone tries putting it on the shelf. Have you encountered cognitive dissonance in the Mormon Church? Try putting it on the shelf. That's right. When you put it on the shelf, you will never have to confront the conflicting messages you hear when you're a member of the Mormon Church. Gay and faithful, don't worry about getting married, just put it on the shelf. Opinionated woman with leadership skills, no need to wear pants to church, just put it on the shelf. Human being who cares about other human beings, don't be so woke. Just put all of it on the shelf until it goes away. When you put it on the shelf, you'll never have to think for yourself again. Just remember that when the brethren have spoken, the thinking is over. Try putting it on the shelf today. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you, Megan. And for those of you listening, remember, this is sponsored by Sofa King. And I know that most of you are thinking that this show is Sofa King amazing. So back to you, folks.
Do you sell shelves at Sofa King?
I'm sorry?
Do you
Sofa
sell
King
shelves?
Sofa King
They
has
break
an
easily.
amazing assortment of shelves.
It was
But
amazing.
there is one caveat. Every shelf comes with a split down the middle that may or may not break when there is too much on it. So you do have to be careful. They do not have a return policy, and they do not take any responsibility for what might happen when the shelf actually breaks.
So they're not Sofa King strong shelves.
The
Cardboard.
shelves
No.
are not Sofa King strong. That's
Cardboard
exactly
paper.
right. That's exactly right.
So I put the Mask Mormon's YouTube in the chat, his
Oh, thank you.
link. He could use some more subscribers. And also, if you haven't seen his story on Ladder Daily Digest, just scroll a few episodes down from the top and you'll see his show.
I would like to share something with the audience if nobody has any objection.
I object.
I object.
Oh, well. Oh, fuck you very much. Never mind then.
I'm just kidding, Randy. Of course, I would love to hear what you have to show.
Wait a minute. What is it about, Randy? Hold it.
It's about death. It's
Okay.
about, we were talking about sleeping.
Is
And
this
we were
a
talking
downer?
about, no, well, a little
Okay.
bit. It's about what we were talking about life after death, and there's, heaven can wait, or whatever the hell that name of that book was. And I was just trying to think, maybe I can't do it because we have enough people in here. Is that right? Oh no, there we go. Okay. So check this out.
We're waiting.
I know. Don't pressure me. That'll screw me up for sure. Okay. So let me just, oh shoot. Ah, crap. You know what? I just clicked off of what I wanted to share with you. So just give me a minute. Megan, do we have another commercial?
Yes,
Is this part of the
absolutely.
bit?
I can share another word from our sponsor if you like.
Are Sofa
Do
Kings clean?
you
Sofa King
like?
clean?
So another word from our sponsor, the Sofa King. Do you have extra money that you would like to donate to an organization that definitely doesn't need it? Try paying tithing. That's right. When you pay tithing to the LDS Church, not only can you rest assured that the church doesn't need your money,
The Lord does not need your money.
we also guarantee that less than 0.1% of your generous donation will go to anyone in need of food or clothing. Try paying tithing today. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you. And yeah, I got something to show you. You just watch. Man, the pressure. I don't know if I can take the freaking pressure. See,
Get
it
on with
doesn't,
it. Get on with it. Come on, get on with it.
It needs 10 more
well,
minutes.
here's the
Randy,
interesting thing is
you take your time.
it
It's
doesn't
coming,
work.
Randy, it's coming.
Do it now.
I thought for sure that I could share.
I'm thinking the audience doesn't have enough faith in Randy.
That's probably what's
I thought I
happening.
could
They don't
share-
have enough faith.
They're
I thought I
lacking.
could share a Facebook Messenger message, but I guess you can't do that. Anyway, I'll just tell you. So I got a message. I'll read it to you. It's a Facebook friend of mine named Don, and he said, "Hey Randy, do you still do the funeral thing?" And I said, "I'm not working at the funeral home any longer. I'm spending most of my time podcasting now. Why do you ask?" He said, "Just wanted to let you know there is no bright light when you die. On 9/11, I had a mini stroke and a heart attack. I died on the table at my doctor's office. He did compressions and brought me back to life. Then I died in the ambulance where they shocked me back to life. I'm okay now. I'm okay now, kept for the burn on my chest, whatever that means,
Except
Except
but
the title burned him.
he can't swallow it on his own yet. And I said, holy crap, I'm so sorry, to hear that you had the problems, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, yeah, I just wanted you to know that it was like sleeping, dreamless. I wanted you to know that there was no light. Pardon my slow typing. I only have one eye. Hope you were doing well. I'm going to scoot, blah, blah, blah. Well, oh my gosh, what? Now, when members hear that, they're going to say, well, he wasn't all the way dead or
He
something
was
like
outer
that.
darkness.
He's only mostly.
He was outer darkness.
Well,
that
that
guy.
could be outer
He's all
darkness.
darkness.
He's a really good guy, but apparently only
That's
has
what they
one
would
eye.
say. That's what they
But I thought it was interesting that we mentioned that, and now he's saying there was no light. I died twice, and there was no light. I happen to believe that there's something after death. I don't even believe it. I know it, but
That'd be nice.
maybe
take
not
it.
everyone experiences a tunnel of light. Maybe he wasn't really dead. I don't know.
He definitely wasn't really dead. If you come back to life, you weren't really dead. Like dead is dead. It's a process, You're not dead until you're cold.
That's a good point, and you do get cold.
Yeah.
Got to trust me.
Randy, as someone with experience in the funeral biz, do you think Rusty will look more lifelike in the coffin or while he was alive? Based on like makeup technology, what's your bet?
That's actually a really good point. I would love it if they did what they call extreme embalming on him, where they could have him sitting in a chair or standing at a pulpit
that'd be
as
cool.
though he were alive,
You'll
because they
wax the
do
ear.
that.
Look
No, they
unclothed.
actually
Like
they
him,
use
yeah.
braces and stuff, and they can embalm people and put them like on a motorcycle or
That's
Can you
fun.
keep
all
them in
kinds
your
of
home
different
for a
things.
few months?
What's that?
Can you keep them in your home for a few months if they're sitting in a chair? They could watch TV with you.
Yeah,
I would
freeze
suggest you
drying.
keep them more than about 2 weeks.
You could do it with a
It's
pet.
almost
anyway-
no
freeze
different
dry.
than doing Tuesdays with Tim. There's a lot of similarity in Tim and no, I'm just kidding. Somebody who's embalmed.
There's a YouTuber
Well,
that I really enjoy called Ask a Mortician. I don't know if
Yes.
you've
I've seen
her content.
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic
Yeah.
stuff and
Yeah, she's
fascinating
funny.
stories and stuff she tells. Yeah.
And I'm just teasing Tim. I thought
Hey,
when you said, Tim, what are you going to institute when you become an apostle? I thought Tim was going to say you have to have 12 cats in order to be an apostle from now on.
that's right. Yeah.
The Quorum of the 12
Get into the-
meows.
Well, I didn't
Celestial
know,
kingdom.
Tim.
Well,
You did
Yeah.
not give me the opportunity to tell you what I would do.
okay, go ahead.
You're saying
We were just giving you some time to think up some things. What else
First
would you
thing
do?
I would do would be to open up Total of the Archives and the Quorum of
Yeah.
12 Minutes. and
Transparency.
full transparency. I would open up the books to show people where their money is going. And then I would tell them that it's all a fraud. But if you want to keep believing it, that's fine. But the truth is, Joseph Smith used many sources to write his book. And, we've been fooling you for all this time. But
But
you're
it
not
felt
going to do
good.
what I'm saying. But it felt good.
I felt real good.
Basically, that's what I'd say, But if
So
you
you
want to
tell people
continue
they
to
don't have to
believe,
bend over anymore. They can stand up and have their own beliefs.
that's right. Believe whatever you want.
Would it be
Because we have
out of
enough
line?
money. We have enough money to keep building temples for 1,000 years. They're just going to be empty edifices. We know nobody's going to go to them, or
Would you
if
turn
they
them
do,
into
it will be
homeless shelter?
Casinos.
Uh,
You're going to have casinos.
Then the
What?
church would even get more rich.
they'd be old
Well, I
age
mean,
homes.
homeless
They'd be
casinos.
old age homes for the aged Mormons.
Well,
See,
they were all
they could
blind. They
sleep
didn't
there.
nice
Wait,
place.
wait. They could sleep there. We'd feed them and house them, and they could do endowments. Give them some purpose every day. So we turn them in old age home.
Tim, I was sure that you were going to say that you would make you'd put masturbation back on the table, that it was okay.
Back on the menu.
Oh, it's
Fire up the
it's not
factories.
okay. I
Get the
didn't
church
know it
out
was-
of the bedroom.
Yeah, that too.
Pro factory.
The church would also have to be out of my living room and out of my bathroom and out of my.
Out of your life.
Just kidding.
I think it
tell
would
them,
have to go.
You can wear the garment. You only need to wear the garments when you're in the temple. Even then, it's optional.
Yeah, I
Nude
think that
only?
might be a thing really quick. Garments are
Temples are nude
optional.
only.
What, Trevor?
Is that temples are nude only? Is that what you're saying? No
Yeah,
garments?
clothing optional.
You know,
Mandatory
a pair
nude.
of shorts.
Well, that's when you got to.
comfy
Temple
shorts.
attendance would skyrocket.
I doubt the clientele
What just
there. No
happened?
thanks.
I always felt
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous with that baker's hat on.
Right?
But
It
I'm
doesn't
ready to
matter.
bake a cake.
It doesn't matter
See,
how
you pick
comfortable
church.
I am. I still wouldn't go to the temple because I don't even care if they're serving donuts and coffee. I just couldn't stand sitting there that long listening to that silliness and participating in the
Oh,
cult.
and all the endowments will be live. I do away with the film because it's so fun to watch my relatives every time I go to the Idaho Falls Temple to see my relatives playing the parts.
You know,
I do away with the film because at least when you're doing live endowments, you're awake because it's always fun to see somebody mess up.
And I actually would hire community theater actors to do it. They'd
That'd
probably
be
do a
good
better
idea, too.
job. They'd be younger and more vibrant.
Yeah.
attractive
Worth looking
people.
at.
Yeah.
An
Improv?
interpretive dance.
And
endowment.
Adam and Eve
Improv
should
every
be,
time would be different.
Adam and Eve should be dressed appropriately at the very beginning.
That's right. With nothing at all. And
Nothing
then
at first.
Big leaves.
Not
That's
even
right.
holding a bunny in the right place.
No.
Now
Totally
I
right.
might go back to the temple if you.
Now you're talking.
I already said all nude.
You know what's weird is cultural hall, like not the podcaster, but the cultural hall that every church has. You notice it starts with cult. Cultural
Culture.
hall, like our culture, it's cult. So who could deny that the church is actually a cult? The temple is a cultural experience for the righteous and the worthy. I think they're letting us know this all along by utilizing the word cult so much.
Well, cult wasn't a dirty name
get it.
until people got really crazy in the last couple of hundred years.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd bring back polyandry and polygamy and open marriages.
Could you
Top
handle more
list.
than one wife, Tim? I mean, can we get real? Could you handle more than one
He's
wife?
got a lot of cats. He's doing with the cats. He could pull it off.
I probably.
So
I
I
have an
just have
after
to
show
say,
comment for the cats.
overheard
I
at
get
the
what you're saying.
Sunstone conference, as I was walking down the hallway that had all the booths and everything, there were a couple of women walking behind me, and one of them said, I don't think I can ever be a first wife again, but second wife or third wife, I could probably do that.
Yeah, too. I'd pull that off.
Those were probably
Wow.
polygamous, I'll bet.
That was
too.
a real
You
conversation.
bet. Obviously, they're polygamous.
I'm sure they were kidding. Actually, no, I'm not, because it was Sunstone.
No, I don't
And
think that's something
I
we're
actually
kidding about.
I got a card from a polygamist who said, hey, if you are ever looking for work, I'd be happy to hire you. And
As a polygamist?
I happen to know, as a regular, job, they have a finance and insurance company, which happens to be a field that I have experience in, and I happen to be in need of a job, but
We do content.
I don't think I feel comfortable contacting them. I'm afraid I would end up as a second wife or a third wife or something. I don't know how many wives this dude has.
So there
It'd be
is a
great for
limit to
content.
benefits. There could be too many benefits to that job. is
That's
what you're
right.
Well,
saying.
he might be
Exactly.
doing the Joseph Smith thing. You go to work for him, and then you end up his wife.
Yeah.
Right. Or I end up with some kind of an ultimatum, like the whole company is going to be destroyed by fire and a flaming sword, an angel and a flaming sword. if you don't decide to become my wife, you have 24 hours to decide.
But you get a gold pocket watch.
That's
Gold pocket
the
watch
other
is pretty
thing.
cool.
Well, songs, we would turn it into an opera. How about that? Or an aria, or I mean, we make it,
Why don't you just get rid
like
of all
we'd
of it and
make
just
it,
have fun in there?
we'd make it Wagnerian, okay? Like The Ring,
Why,
or
Tim?
Why
Why
don't
would
you
it
just
be
make it
Wagnerian?
fun?
Yeah,
Just watch
Italian
movies in there. You can do
opera buffo.
anything.
Opera buffo is
wait,
so much more fun.
opera what?
Buffo. Italian. Let's
Yeah.
make it an Italian opera. Why does it have to be Wagnerian? Why do you always go to the German? Just because you know German? Was ist das? Come on. We could do Italian instead.
I
I
like
trust the Italians.
I,
Come on.
I naturally gravitate towards, yes, because I speak German, but I also do enjoy Italian opera.
It could be
Okay,
Italian
yeah.
or just a
be
Bronx
Italian.
accent.
I mean, you
I'm
know
with
what?
Megan because I am Italian. So
Come on,
I'm a
man.
Meganite.
Come on, the mozzarella pizza, that's the one spicy meatball.
Oh, that's
Buona
offensive.
notte, buona notte, amore mio.
Tim, you know what? You know what Mozart said about German opera, right?
What?
He said, "Come on, all those fat couples rolling their eyes at each other. What's exciting about that?"
Yeah,
Well,
I've heard that quote
Cool back
several
then?
times. Yeah.
he didn't live to see Wagner, so
I thought being fat was a good thing back then. It wasn't like a
I mean, he
yeah,
didn't see his
fat
own
was
operas
in.
produced, so
he didn't see his own opera. Yeah, well, what was the last one?
I think it was Marriage of Figaro.
Yeah,
No,
so I
no,
think,
no, 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 no. It was the Magic Flute. I lied.
yeah, the Zauberflute. Yeah, that was the last one. Okay,
Die
yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
your
The
magic flute.
Zauberflute,
Yeah, there's no jokes in that.
which I'm going to see sometime in the next couple of months, is gonna be in the theater. Anyway.
You've seen one 7-foot snake. You've seen them all.
Oh God, yes.
Well, in the after show, I'll have to tell you about a 7-foot snake that I saw.
Okay, thanks everybody for
And I'll
watching.
never be the same.
Boy, we
I don't want
digressed
to know
really
what
fast.
way you won't be the same.
We went really fast from succession of the presidency to
Yeah,
anyway.
we almost went straight to the after show.
The after.
Well,
Right.
only a few minutes early.
This was a half
And-
after show.
And by
Right.
the way, just one more full band in the chapel for, a little gospel rock. We should definitely
Why not?
Marching
Why not?
band?
instruments.
Yes.
It just yes,
Rock band?
fun music. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
No more funeral dirges for hymns.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Right.
We got to get rid of those.
God be with you till we
Till we
meet
meet
again.
again.
At least I could sing that. That was my
Hey,
vocal range.
That's only the alto part. Come on.
You see him carrying the casket and the slow march towards the grave.
My son
And by the
saw
way,
what is it? Bourbon Street, where they have funerals and they have dancers carrying the caskets.
Jazz
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they have a jazz.
Oh.
Yeah, jazz funeral.
And
Or
my
are you
son saw
talking
that for
about-
the very first
Yeah,
time,
I've seen
and he was
that.
like, "Look at this."
Yeah,
I thought that
it's
was so
facing in
cool.
Africa too. Yeah.
I think he was saying that I should do that when I die, but I won't enjoy it, but he would enjoy it.
I have
Go
seen
do
some of
it.
the African clips where the casket falls
Yeah,
and
they go all
breaks
crazy.
open and the body
And
rolls.
the body
I've seen
comes
Yeah.
out.
2 of those, yeah.
Can I request that?
Happens a few times.
Yeah. And by the way, for those of you who are on the panel, Masked Mormon, and in our listening audience, we would highly encourage you to come to the after show because that's where it gets really good.
It gets spicy.
Sometimes.
A little bit.
Does
And
it?
sometimes it's super boring.
I don't know if I'll be able to
Sometimes
stay for that.
everyone
It's almost midnight where I'm at.
Sorry, that's okay.
Ooh.
We should do
Then
a
we-
pre-show sometime for you.
And in the after
Yeah.
show, Tim stops using his back scratcher. That's the real draw for the
Takes it
after
all
show.
off.
What I do?
Well, I wish I
What
could.
would
Megan,
they
I
say at
wish I could.
BYU? back rubs in the front room turn into front rubs in the back room.
I like that.
Kiki, the
I
after
have never
show.
heard that one before.
Kiki, you have to come to the after show. There's a link right there, Kiki. Come and join us.
Oh,
The after
Kiki's
show
coming.
is where we go wild.
Yeah, sure.
Let's really end the show. Thanks
Good
everybody
night.
for watching. Thanks for
Thanks for
coming
listening.
into Tim's living room and having fun. And have a great rest of 2025. And won't conference be exciting this weekend? Or will it still be?
About as
No.
exciting as watching grass grow.
Will it still be a good time to get naps in?
And
But
once
anyway.
again,
Lots
we
of
want to
luck.
thank our sponsor, Sofa King.
Yes, everybody
Sofa-
go
Sofa King.
and seek out Sofa King on the internet. You will find it Sofa King hilarious, Sofa King strong, Sofa King comfortable, and Sofa King fake.
And we're Sofa King out of here.
All righty.
Good night, folks.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.